Brenner Mills, Minnesota Vikings. Just want to win one before I die.
Dalton Zogrecker, Dallas Cowboys. Just trying to earn a little respect.
Lane Cooter, the conductor of the Baker train.
What is up, everybody? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. Today, we are dropping our record predictions for the NFC North. And you can't really see it, but just right there, you can see my purple and gold chains hanging. We're going to jump right into things. And boys, oh boys, I have my Minnesota Vikings finishing first in the division at an 11-6 pace. I have them at 11-6. I think they split the division. I don't think we win in Green Bay for a third straight year. We're kind of cursed at Soldier Field. I feel like the Lions aren't going to be what they've been in the past, losing both coordinators, split the division, win some games, lose some games, win more than we lose, and finish 11-6 and first in the division. Steve?
I have the Vikings at 11-6, second in the division.
Okay, all right. 11-6 nonetheless. Spoon?
I have the Vikings at 10-7.
Okay.
Number one in the division.
All right. Dalt?
I have the Vikings. I've got the Vikings pretty high. They're number one in the division, 13-0.
I would love that. I would absolutely adore that. Me and Steve were just talking before the show popped off. He's kind of skeptical on JJ McCarthy. I would like to make my only statement on JJ McCarthy be what I told Steve is that you gave Kevin O'Connell Sam Darnold, and everybody said you're not actually going to start Sam Darnold. And he said, we're fine with it. We're fine starting Sam Darnold. And they won 14 games with Sam Darnold as their quarterback. Now you're giving that guy, reigning coach of the year, Kevin O'Connell, his hand-selected who he wants to be his franchise quarterback, and has stated.
Okay, but you're acting like he's not coming off an injury.
He's coming off a partially torn meniscus. This is an injury that happens pretty regularly and does not derail careers in any sort. This isn't like a torn ACL. This isn't like a major injury. This isn't like a high ankle sprain that can reoccur. They go in, they fix it. I don't know of anybody that has had a torn meniscus that is seriously hindered in their development going forward or their production going forward. I'm sure there's been cases, but I don't know of any. Next up.
Usually whenever you can repair the meniscus, if I'm not mistaken, it's better than if you were to get a new one.
So here other way around. So there's two ways to do it. So there's a partial tear and a full tear. The partial tear you can repair. It has a higher chance to be re-injured. What happened is JJ McCarthy had a partial tear, and so partial tears have a recovery time of about 6 to 8 weeks, and the full tear has a recovery of about 3 months. And the team told the doctors, we're going to go in, you're going to fully tear it, and then repair the full tear, because we want him as healthy as possible. And so that's what they did. They didn't just partially repair it. They completely tore it and then repaired it so that it could heal properly. And so it's actually best case scenario. They told JJ, we're going to sit you the whole season. It's not worth partially fixing and potentially re-injuring down the road. So that is another reason I'm not so worried about the injury.
Let me say, I did mess up. I said 10-7. I have them 11-6.
Oh, sweet.
Okay.
Love that. Next up, I have the Detroit Lions finishing one game behind the Vikings at 10-7. I feel like this will be the first year in the slippage. I said several times that the second Ben Johnson leaves, Dan Campbell will be fired within the first 2 seasons of him being gone. So before the third season starts, he will be fired. And I feel like this is the 10-7 season. They don't win the division. Next season will be the nail in the coffin, and he will be fired at the end of next season. I have them at 10-7. Steve?
Yeah, I have Detroit at 10-7 as well, taking a decent little step back.
Mm-hmm.
But they're third in the division for me.
All right, Spoon?
I have Detroit at 8-9.
Ooh, okay.
Last in their division.
Oh, Dalt?
Last in the division, man. 7-10.
7-10. God, I would
I
love
think
that.
I think losing both their coordinators is really going to ring to them. I don't think that
Yep.
Jared Goff is that great of a quarterback. I think he needs a genius behind him.
Yeah.
And
And to be fair, he has always had that. Like he's
Yeah.
always had a genius level mind.
I don't think he has that anymore.
All right. Well, next up and third on my list, the Chicago Bears. I have the Bears finishing at a whopping 8-9 and coming in third in the division. Steve?
I have Chicago at 10-7, but coming in fourth.
Oh, okay.
Winning a couple more games. Whenever they were doing the whole coaching carousel, and I've always rooted for Chicago. Like I've got family from
I'm
Illinois,
aware.
so I've always kind of followed them a little bit. When the coaching carousel was happening, of all the names that were floating, the only one that I thought was the most intriguing of all of the teams that were looking was Chicago, especially for Ben Johnson. I feel like in Chicago, there's a lot of untapped potential. I think Caleb Williams could be really good.
Yeah.
They've just had this in Chicago. They've just had this, we'll have a coach for 2 years. We'll draft a guy in their second year, and then we'll fire them in their third, and then you bring in a new coach that this isn't any of their guys that they wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been this carousel of all this different.
I'm very versed in the Chicago Bears misery. I love it.
Yeah. So anyway, I think this is a big leap year for Chicago in that I think they're going to win more games, but I just think that this division is going to be more competitive. I know that sounds crazy because it's always competitive.
Yeah. I've been being separated by 3 games total.
That's where I'm at. I'm separated by 2.
I rewatched the Bears-Vikings game from this past season in Soldier Field, and I'm full transparency. I watched that game and watched all the plays of like, could this play have gone the other way? Like wrong bounce kind of way. And there's a world in which the Bears, we won that game in overtime, like 31-27 or no, 30-27. And there was a world in which we lost that game like 27-38. So like the Bears are always competitive. I hate it. I do feel like the Bears and the Vikings don't have a huge like hate rivalry. Like we don't like each other, but like the hatred is all directed at Green Bay. So we just kind of like see each other over there like, hey, what's up, man? Like let's just keep hating them. And then Detroit has tried to build this rivalry with Minnesota for the past few years of like, because Chicago and Green Bay have this epic, like long history rivalry, Detroit wants that with us. And I can't stand Detroit fans because of it. They just try to force it. I hate it.
I always felt like the rivalry in that division was Vikings, Packers, and
those are the two most competitive teams overall.
Like a Packers Bears, but not really.
It's just because it's the oldest rivalry; it gets all the hype. But Vikings Packers are the biggest rivalry among.
Yeah, no. All of those teams are versus the Packers as a rivalry. That division is so historic, and the Packers historically have run that division.
That's not true. The Vikings have more division titles than anybody.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so we're talking recent memory.
The way you said that, I'm sorry. I just still
How many Super Bowls are the Vikings?
Yeah, he said the Vikings have more division titles than anybody.
Brenner, let's hang division title banners.
We do, because it's all we have.
I bet you do proudly.
All right, last in mine is 8-9 Packers. They tie with the Bears.
Oh, whoa!
Oh, did you not go?
I didn't go. I don't even think Spoon went. This Spoon.
No, I did. Yeah, I have a finishing second at 9-8.
Sorry.
Oh yeah, I got him second at 12-5.
Damn.
Yeah, I think Ben Johnson. I think Ben Johnson is I think he's a really talented guy. I know Brenner thinks he's a really talented guy.
He is a really talented guy. I hate that he's in the division still. I absolutely fucking despise it.
I think that it's going to be a really good fit, and I think that he's going to take Caleb Williams in that offense up a couple levels.
All right. Well, as I said before, last in mine is the Green Bay Packers, also at 8-9, tied with the Bears. They get the tiebreaker. Steve, your Green Bay Packers?
I actually got the Packers winning this division. I got them at 12-5.
Wild.
Damn.
That's crazy, man. Spoon?
I have them coming in third in this division. They are going to tie in record with the Bears at 9-8, but the Bears have more division wins, so they get the tiebreaker. But yeah, I have the Packers going 9-8.
Salt?
7-10. Dead even with the Lions there, man. I think, I'm excited about the Vikings. I'm excited about the Bears, and I think those are going to be the top two in the division. And I think Jordan Love has a little slip year. He's trying to recover. I don't think he's fully recovered from his injury, like mentally. He just kind of seems like that kind of a guy. To me, he kind of gives me like Anthony Richardson vibes, like not that like tap out, but like, Anyway.
I would like to bring up a Jordan Love question. So I saw this on the internet the other day, and
yes, there are 20 quarterbacks I would take over Jordan Love.
Not what I was going to ask. I was going to ask, does he have a deep ball issue? Does Jordan Love have an issue throwing deep, in your guys' opinions?
I think he has a judgment call issue.
Judgment call issue. Okay.
That's
Okay.
fair.
He ranked. Sorry, pulling it up here. He ranked 16th in PFF deep ball passing grade last season. He was second in interceptions. I think I have all the stats written down here somewhere. Hold on. I swear I wrote it down. Maybe I didn't. I may be tripping. I must be tripping. I thought I wrote them down somewhere. I guess I didn't. I meant to bring it up. That sucks. Thought I wrote them down. Pull him up on Pro Football Focus. I just saw a video the other day of like all like the Jordan Love deep throwing yards, and he did really well throwing over the middle over 20 yards, but outside to the right and outside to the left, where you generally throw like the go balls, like the deep passing balls, not just like the deep ins. He had a 72 passer rating and a 62 passer rating, throwing for 2 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and was 19 for 54. So under 40% on the season. I don't know. Am I crazy? Do you guys have that same notion about Love? Do you guys think he's just fine?
Yeah, I'm not fully sold on him yet. I think it could be one of those cases where the coach is better than the quarterback. You know what I mean? And it's one of those situations where you could put like a multitude of quarterbacks in at that offense, and you're going to get the same result. But if you put Jordan Love somewhere else, he's not going to do as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not sold on him. I think he super inconsistent so far. He had like a nice little 7-8 game run, but besides that, it's just, if he plays bad, it's really, really bad. So I'm not sold.
Okay. All right. Well, that was it for me. I had the same thing with Caleb Williams, but I firmly believe Caleb Williams has a deep ball passing issue. He's like 22 of 23. So I'm not going to ask that one. I was just curious. But yeah. All right. Well, that's the episode. Make sure to like, subscribe, go check out the other division predictions on the channel. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you all in the next one. Peace.
All right.
Bye, Spoon.